Welcome to D&D Conversations Over Coffee. I'm Jen the Blind Bard in Tailweaver's Tavern and excited to discuss all things D&D and TTRPG. And exciting news coming up. First, this coffee that I'm going to be trying is, well, I'll turn this around so you can see the mug. Blueberry Cake by Bones Coffee Company. And it's got a really nice flavor. Probably be a lot stronger if I didn't make a ginormous cup, but I like the flavor, and they have actually a lot of good flavors. My favorite is strawberry shortcake. So I'd highly recommend you check that one out. And this one does kind of taste like a blueberry cake. Hi, Twin Steel. Nice to see you here. So yeah. So the big news of the day is last night I hit 1K subs, and I can't thank you guys enough. Like everyone who's commented or liked or subscribed, thank you. It's just very humbling. I couldn't believe that I was at this point. I thought it would take me like 3 years to get 1,000 subs. So thank you. And some other channel news is obviously I just released a long form. I'm already working on the next one. And that's going to be about 2 things that will improve your descriptions. And also, I don't know if you guys have seen the Kickstarter, but Roll for Combat is kickstarting like Battle Zoo tomes. So I just backed it, and I'm actually going to be creating a monster for those books and entering their dungeon design contest. So I've never done it before, so it's going to be a challenge, but I'm up to it. So I'm going to be working on that in between doing the content for this channel. And so, oh no. Hold on a second, folks. Okay, 3rd time's a charm. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Apparently, I need to look at getting a new computer for these streams. But I just wanted to update you about the upload schedule. So I am still doing the 2 shorts a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and hopefully once a month I will be doing a long form on a Friday. And there's still so much I'd like to do, but that's gonna do it for now. And then hopefully I can get those contest entries for the dungeons again. Okay. Oh gosh, we need to fix this. All right. So, yep. Am I? Okay. Am I live now? I apologize, guys. I don't know why the camera is not cooperating today. Or the computer. So that's not good. I don't know why this is being. It's working. No, still no. Okay, good. All right. Okay. So, if this has taught me nothing, it's taught me that I need a better computer. Um, so, so yeah, I did. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I was watching Corey's Datapad, which is a Star Wars channel, and he was talking. Actually, let me show you. Let's put that on screen. So he does Star Wars content, and he did a long form about the influence of TTRPGs on Star Wars lore. And I watched it. It's an amazing video. I would encourage everyone to go and check it out. I learned some pretty interesting stuff. And then to come full circle on Friday Night Live, which we will put on screen here. I had the chance, along with Levi and Ron, to talk with Bill Slavicsek, who was part of the original Star Wars design team. He's credited with inventing the ISB and names for some of the aliens. He wrote a lot of source books, and he his stuff is being used in like the Andor series that we know today. So, and it all started as the RPG. He worked on the original D6 system and the D20 system, and it was so interesting to talk to him about all that. And so it was on last night at Friday Night Live. So you can check it out on the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo channel to learn all the cool stuff that, like all the news that he imparted. Like there was a lot of things that they couldn't say when they were designing for Star Wars, and a lot of weird rules and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, definitely check it out. So moving on to our own Star Wars game now. Okay. So if you remember last time, we were kind of in between a rock and a hard place because, it's me, Digital Jawa, and then there's Rishke, Dana, and Lex. And we're working for the CSB because we need money. CIS. Oh my gosh. I'm getting my Star Wars lore mixed up. So sorry about that. So if you remember correctly, Digital Jawa went to compromise the comms tower, and she planted a Trojan in the tower. And then she got a little bit too brazen, and because her thing is finding out why someone has stolen her identity. she's pretty angry about that. So she got a little bit too brazen. And, one more hack, just one more hack. She's like a gambler, she needs that fix. So she attempted to hack the comms system in the director's office. And she set up a whole bunch of alarms, which locked everything down. And then she had to break a window to escape. And then there was like touch and go. They were being pursued by drones and clones. Sorry. And, they were like running hard and everyone was getting really tired. Finally, they went into the like a safe house smugglers safe house by the Black Sun. And that's where they located that's where we left last time. And we actually located a door with graffiti on it. And when we were looking in, it was like we tried to hack it. It couldn't be hacked. And so we ended up brute forcing it open. And then we found a wounded a wounded agent inside, Corin Vex. He was pretty bad off. So we had some stims, and Dana gave him some stims and 500 credits. And so that kind of got us in our good graces. So, we're like, we explain our situation, and we said, come with us, come to the surface with us. And, if you can help us get out of here, there will be a place for you at the CIS. And at first he didn't want to, because he's like, I'm too far gone. Just leave me. I'm going to slow you guys down. Oh, well, thanks, Twin Steel. I have to credit all the transitions with my husband, who is modding for me today. And the song that you like is Burlesque by National Sweethearts. And I like it too. It's pretty fun. It ends up in a lot of my videos. So Gamers on Games says he tagged me in a few videos and he'd love to get my perspective and comments on it. Yes, definitely. Sometimes, for some reason, I don't see them, but I'm going to defer to John here. Help me find them so that I can comment on them. Again? Oh my God. Okay. All right. No worries. We're going to fix this. If you guys can still hear me, we're going to fix this. So, okay, good. Okay. I'm glad you guys can still hear me. So we're going to continue. Oh yes, Jedi jacking. It's awesome. And I couldn't believe how well it turned out, because I thought we were going to die. I honestly thought he was going to kill us. So what ends up happening, the video's back? Good. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So what ends up happening is we encouraged him to come with us and he agrees. But then he says, he's like, okay, I know a way to the surface. But before we get to that point, the drones or clones, whatever they are, they find us. They've located us. And so we had to think fast. So there was bomb material in this safe house. So what we did is we put it in the doorway so that immediately when it opened, they would get blown to bits. And so when that happened, it kind of decimated like all of the troops that were, all of the troops that were there, and that it unjammed the comms, I think. And that gave us just enough time to send a signal to the CIS using Lex's emergency code override thing. And so we actually managed to get a message to them, and they responded just quickly enough to say, we're coming for you. We'll be there in 12 minutes. You need to be at the surface because it's going to be under enemy fire and we're not waiting. So get going. And so we're like, okay, so we have to go. So Corin Vex, he's like, yes, I know the way up. I can lead you up. And it was touch and go because it was slow climbing and many people had difficulty climbing up. But we did actually end up finding an alternate path that was like a straight shot to the surface. So we made it just in the nick of time. We fired a flare and we hoped it could be seen by CIS so they knew where we were. And then we had to try to make sure that the people couldn't come, like the rebellion couldn't come, the other troops. Republic, sorry. I'm getting my Star Wars lore mixed up again. So Dana had a device that allowed him to impersonate voices. And so he said, don't come, it's a trap. I think he impersonated the general too, saying, the comms are compromised. And so that deterred a lot of the forces from coming because everyone was holding back. The only one that came was Tassocero, which is the Jedi that we captured. And so, not yet. But so he showed up and engaged with us. Rishke tried to sunder his lightsaber, and I think he did. And then I shot him, and so did Suga. So he was disoriented and hurt. He actually, one of us gave him a critical, and so he wasn't able to move. And he was pretty badly strained too. So, he parried once to avoid getting hit, but he had 2 strain left. And then Rishke strained him for like 9 strain and he couldn't move. And so he like passed out And while all this is happening, the ship is showing up. So we're trying to defend ourselves, and then the CIS ship is showing up. So we grab him, bring him in the ship, and then he got knocked out first. That's the reason why we grabbed him. And so we went back to headquarters, and I'm just happy it turned out as good as it did. CIS recognized us as Ghost Cell. So we have like special privileges now, special briefings and all the equipment we need and a ship. We also got Red Bird badges for our efforts, which is like high level civilian commendations. And I was recommended for solo missions. And I think Dana was promoted to commander, and Lex was also promoted. So everyone got recognized, and it was the best possible outcome. We also brought back some maps of the Smuggler's Crevice, and I think plans, the Dark Sun or Black Sun, whatever they were, they had plans that we took. And so we got our next assignment, which is to get kind of like create havoc in Ariana, which is the capital city of Garros 4. So, maybe Dana is going to use his voice thing to impersonate people and create panic. And then maybe we kill somebody or capture somebody or do something to destabilize the city. And that's our next assignment. I'm really looking forward to it. We're actually playing today, so that's going to be great. So yeah, that's the whole Star Wars story. And I guess I learned my lesson from last time. I'm not going to be as brazen as I was, and I think what I'm going to stick with is doing my job, and then maybe finding out a little bit more about digital Jawa as I can, but not going overboard, because I don't want to. That could have been catastrophic, right? I could have compromised the whole thing. Actually, I did, because we lost a whole bunch of equipment and cars and everything. So yeah, I could have been severely reprimanded for that if it hadn't turned out so well. So that's the lesson I took away from it. But happy everything worked out. And yeah, next time I'm hoping to stream next week. I have to go to the bank, and the bank closes at 12, opens at 8:30. I need a little bit of time to prepare for these streams. So I will probably, if I stream next week, maybe it will be at a later time, like 11 or 12. But I'll let you know when we schedule it. And until then, actually, let me know if you have any questions, because I don't want to just leave. But if there's anything else you want to see me talk about or share, or if you have any video suggestions, let me know. Like I said, I'm putting out a new long form that's going to be about descriptions and these 2 tricks that help with your descriptions to get your players more engaged. Oh, yeah, the new long form. Okay. So I just released one yesterday, and that's about how, like how it's about using things like modifying your character sheets, different kinds of ways to modify your character sheets, different things you can use, like luck dice, tactile potions, different things that remind you what you have on your sheet, because sometimes the sheets are so complicated that it's so hard to know. Specifically for me, because I'm blind. So, like I have like I always have like a potion. Always have like a coin for luck or whatever. Like if I'm going to re-roll something, and specifically for Star Wars, what I've been doing, because the sheets are so complicated. Every time I update my sheet, because it will say like, you get a blue to this check, or add 2 blacks to that check, or whatever. I always make sure I have those dice so that I can remember what I put on my sheet, because it adds up the more you play. And so, especially for Star Wars, I need to make sure I have all the dice so I can remember all the checks that I have access to. And then, so, and so thank you all again so much for helping me reach 1,000 subs. I'm so incredibly honored to be making this content for you. And I always look forward to it. I love making this kind of content. And I'm also looking forward to hearing about the things that you guys are interested in and things you'd like to see me make. So never be afraid to let me know what you're thinking. So Twin Steel commented that he's been watching some good things by Save versus Justin. Thank you for the recommendation. I will take a look at that channel. So, okay. Oh, well, Twin Steel says congrats for the 1,000. Thank you so much. And Old Walking Crow said, thank you for sharing. And you're very welcome. Thank you for joining the stream today. So grateful to have all of you here. So with that, I think I will end it here. Thank you so much again for everything, and can't wait to do this again. Hopefully next week.